Aloha, buddies. Welcome to Barn Burner here on, just realized the 13th of December. Holy crap.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
When did that happen? How's that going for everybody?
Today at midnight, it became the 13th.
Very nice. Very nice.
Rabbit,
I guess is how that goes.
No.
Welcome to the program. Can't hear you, Rhett.
How many days of Christmas in that song?
12, I believe.
Is it 12? So is that what we're at? We can start singing?
Are we Lords of Leaping? Are we Maids of Milking? What are we doing right now? I don't know the order.
Goats of humping? I don't know.
Yeah.
You milked a maid in a while, Rhett?
I'm trying every day, man.
Yeah. Try and milk that maid. It's not going well. Got a few days, maybe, though, Rhett. You got a few days.
That's right.
Get
12 days to do that.
Yeah.
When did you get home?
Well, it was as always, it's an adventure.
Yeah.
Traveling, right? It's an adventure. So booked the most economical way to get back. Unlike the Warner way, where you book an extra seat so you have a little extra, so you're nice and cozy. Late flight, late getting out, layover, getting home, got sick. Wow, which is what you want. You want to get a head cold, a nice chest head cold.
Yes.
The day before you're getting on the plane, so that your ears pop and snap and your head's completely full. So it was a long day yesterday.
Well, you sound great.
I'm not gonna bit. Do I sound great?
At least I sound good.
Yeah. And all I was thinking is, as I'm getting sick, is like, fuck, I crush Pinder every time he goes on a holiday and then comes back and gets sick. God damn it. So, you've got a little berth there next time you go away and come back.
I think I was actually good the last time I came
back.
You
were.
Too.
Yeah, you actually were.
You battled through.
Yeah.
Not ideal, but we're here.
Welcome back, Dean.
Thanks for letting me get away, boys. I
think caught on fire. There was a couple HR things that cropped up.
But, HR. Wow.
We're fine. Yeah, we'll push through.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
under the rug. Just sweep.
The lawyer says I can't talk about it on the show, so I've gone too far already. Yeah,
right under the rug. I've got some. Jesus, he's ready already? What time?
We're late.
I guess we're a little late getting going.
I don't know if he's ready already. I think he's ready on time.
Well, he's there. So I hate for him to have to sit and wait and me.
He loves the show. He can watch for a couple minutes. Do what you got to do, boom.
My friggin' chest cold. No, we got all day to get into some different things. When you have the likes of our next guest standing by, you don't dilly-dally. You get to it. You get to the Insider Hotline, a presentation of TELUS, where you can enter to win one of 6 monthly prizes, including tickets to Calgary hockey games, awesome tech like AirPods, Apple Watches, and more. No purchase necessary. All you have to do is fill out a quick survey to enter. For your chance to win, go to TELUS.com/Flames contest. Jamie McLennan. Noodles joins us on the Insider Hotline. I see it. Yeah, I know.
It's his first day back, Noodles. He's been in.
I'm letting. I actually. So I was in Ottawa last night, called the game, and then I flew back very early this morning so I could get the kids off to school, and I fly to St. Louis in a couple hours to call the game tomorrow. So that'll be an interesting one, considering there'll be a new coach and all of that fun stuff. But I will say this: I set an alarm all the time to be on time for this show, because I don't want to, I try to be economical. I try to be on time, all of that. So when you're like, he's early, I'm like, I don't think I'm early. I think you guys are late. And that's the beauty of having your own show, and you don't have to punch a clock. You can just start whenever you want. So this is the world that I'm creeping into, which I'm very envious of. You just get going whenever you want, right?
Yeah, we've earned it. I think after years and years of doing it the other way, we do enjoy this. Now, did we ever really set a time? I thought it was kind of
12:15-ish,
10:30 local. Yeah,
Eastern. Come on, Noodles. There's other time zones. Don't become one of those people.
Okay, so 10:15-ish Calgary time. That's there's never been a time set. It's just that that's what we have a soft agreed for me to call into. So I've been doing that for the last, 2 months or whatever it's been. I feel like it's worked pretty well. Today I'm not at a casino, so it's good.
It's odd.
Although you never know, I'm in St. Louis tonight. There's some riverboat casinos there right on the
early.
So I out there tonight. Now you got me thinking. So
if you
the intervention.
buy Berube a drink if you see him. I feel like
the
you got a raw
intervention's
deal
working.
here.
That's
Yeah.
the intervention worked for you. So do you, before we get into Berube, do you get like, is it like in Vegas when they bring in a new player, they have the bands and the dancing girls? When you go back to St. Louis, is that what it's like? Jamie McLennan, they get all.
They should. I mean, it's the house that I built. I mean, one year I played 19 full games
That's
for
right.
them behind Roman Turek. I will say, if you check 1999, you take a look at the goaltending tandem of Roman Turek and Jamie McLennan. Now, Roman won the Jennings. I didn't have enough games played to be on it. So I actually, in hindsight, I would like to fight for this rule. So you need 25 games played in. So I don't know if you guys remember this years back to be on the Jennings Trophy. Marty Brodeur was playing every game, but what they would do is throw in Mike Dunham for 1 minute, like just throw him in for an appearance. And Dunny got on the trophy because I think he appeared in like 25 games that year, but it was really Marty that played all the games. So I would like to advocate at some point to go back and put myself on the Jennings Trophy because I played 19 that year, so I would have needed 6 more appearances to actually have my name on it. But I think I was like sub 2. I was 1.96, and I think Roman was like 1.91. It was pretty. Jeez. We had an unbelievable team, considering when you got Pronger and McInnes on the back end, and then a bunch of Hall of Famers up front. We were a pretty good team.
See, and I never realized that was the case. I just always assumed that was the tandem. It went to the goaltending tandem or team. I didn't know it was that you had a criteria.
When Kipper came here, were you guys Jennings?
No, he won the Vezina, but we weren't lowest goals against.
Oh,
so the Jennings is the lowest goals against. So that's,
I knew that, but I thought because he was like a 1.6 goals against average. I'm like,
yeah, well,
he's 1.6.
Dead anchor.
Were you 7?
You did, so you had the games played.
Just heard them.
Yeah, no, I think, Kip, that one stretch where he won the Vezina, I don't know, we might have been probably top 3, top 5 in goals against, but keep in mind that was, Jersey, Dallas with Hitchcock coach teams and Marty Turco, they were kicking around. So, there was some subpar kind of sub 2 goals against or in that range back then. So I think we were hovering, but probably didn't help that I was pulling in probably a 2.5 when Kipper was doing 1.9. So who knows?
Turek before he got hurt. That's what killed you that year. Come on now. That's just,
Right.
Yeah, it could have been. And you know what? 2.5 Noodles, that would get you 5-6 million a year now.
Jeez.
Yeah, but you have to play the games. I was really good at, being in the room and stuff. Nowadays, you got to go. I'm watching these goaltenders just get taken to the woodshed every night. I'm having PTSD. I mean, it's the chances, the skill in the league, how fast it is and stuff. Just even, watching that Flames game, I had a split screen going on last night, watching Edmonton and then watching the Calgary game. And, some of the chances that are generated, and I'll be honest, I don't know. Like Calgary, it's weird. They're in the game and then they're out of the game. And I don't know if that's inexperience, if they don't have big game guys to get you through. I'll be honest. I know people don't like other people criticizing or maybe breaking down rookies' play. I didn't love Dustin Wolf's game last night. I thought he looked small in certain instances. I didn't love the game winner. Like you got to. It's a straight shot.
I didn't like the game winner. I didn't like the backhand goal, the power play to tie it even.
There, you know what? Like
make a save.
The thing is you're right, and it's easy. And again, the former goalie, and I'm a goalie hugger. You got to make saves at the right time. You're going to allow goals. And there's backdoor plays. I think the Stevenson goal, there was no chance on that. It's a one-timer backdoor. But there was one that squeaked short side. He was cheating glove, and it went short side. I'm trying to remember who's Russian guy off the face-off there. Barbashev. Like that one I didn't like. That goes blocker. That goes short side. You can see he's leaning glove, and he's kind of doing the lean, the right foot down. So, again, I'm a huge fan. Love him. I believe he deserves time, and they need to get him into games. But that being said, you put a jersey on that you're open to, hey, you got to play like an NHLer every night and give them an opportunity. And I thought he was just okay. That would be my verbiage.
The other thing that I think both these goalies are battling is you've got 3 your top 6 that you started the season with, and the rest are your 7, 9, and 10 or 7, 8, 9 defensemen out there. They've allowed 3 shorthanded breakaways in the last 2 nights.
Yeah.
That's abhorrent. Their power play's killing them. You're getting better chance for the other team's penalty kill. And like the Osterley last night, he fans on a pass, and it's like right under the table. Marchessault zing out front, wide open look. Like these goalies are not in a great environment, Vladar and Wolf, right now to be showcased. There's opportunities here, but they're facing really high caliber of chances every night.
Well, you make a great point, and it's the truth, because the team is, especially on the back end, banged up. You take Tanev out of that lineup, that's 20 plus minutes there that somebody has to elevate and play. You mentioned Osterley, DeSimone, Gilbert, even if you like those players, we always talk about it. Maybe you're punching above or being asked to punch above your weight to play against matchups that maybe you're not suited to. Yeah. I even look at some of the young players up front and, getting an opportunity. I'm going to butcher his name, Pospisil, or,
you got it.
Yeah. I like the players, and you're getting the opportunities, and, Zari's played well. It's just this group. We say it every week. I feel like I come on there every week. It's like, who's the difference maker? Kadri for me has been consistent. I like Kadri's game. But am I missing somebody else?
Zary, that's it. Zary's been their most explosive player offensively.
That's the problem with it, because we've talked about it for decades here, where it's years and years, not decades, because a couple of years ago they had some pretty good players, but that's the shortcoming of this squad. They don't have a guy that can elevate his game and kind of take control of a shift.
They don't have a 25 goal guy, Noodles. They might be one of the only teams in the league that doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, Lindholm, where are you at with his game?
Great secondary piece. Not a guy that can drive his own line. I think, jury's done. Verdict has been handed. He can't do it on his own. You give him good players, he looks great.
But does that give you? So I'll give you a bad imagery. He's driving down Highway 2, and he's got the window open. He's just throwing buckets of cash out the window.
He is. He's not getting 9.
Well, that's what I'm saying. His marketplace.
We've talked about this with other people. The only saving grace for Lindholm is that he will get traded. Is that a grape Fanta that you have right there?
It's called Cove.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Costco.
Looks good.
How many calories have we got in there?
0. And I ran into a nutritionist, and we were talking. I drink too much pop in my life, so he's like, try Cove and try Zevia. Apparently, the sweeteners are a little bit better.
Free plugs.
Still doesn't change my habits on other things. So really, it's
when you're mixing them with rum, it might.
That's what I was going to
say.
I will be in Vegas on Saturday night, so keep in mind. I say a prayer for my liver.
Yeah. Back to Lindholm just for a minute, and he looks like he's more intent on getting out of town than he is in cashing in on a.
He would be happy if there was a trade offer that he could put his stamp of approval on and just go.
Spend me.
Looks like a guy that's already out of town.
Okay, so fair enough then. But what team that's a contender that he would want to go to is going to put their hand up with assets and/or a contract extension?
Exactly.
That makes it work for Connie, because keep in mind, Connie controls this situation until Lindholm becomes an unrestricted free agent. So Connie's got till the deadline to control this and get the pieces. But is Lindholm going to put his hand up and say, okay, trade me to a top tier team? None of these teams, they're all up against the cap. It's probably got to be a real money deal, dollar in, dollar out, or prospect.
He makes less than 5. It's not, if you get to the deadline, there's room there. You can eat some money. It's the last year of the deal.
It's manageable, but to your
totally
point, Noodles,
compared to others,
I think the biggest thing is that was the one thing with Conroy, specifically with this one, and maybe Hannafin. You were going to be able to trade him somewhere, and that team was going to be so hungry to get him that you could do a Kachuk 2.0. We'll give you that 8-year deal that you can't get there. It'll make the return will be even bigger. Even if a team is willing to give up those kind of picks and assets to bring in that player as an impending UFA, and you can make the money work, I don't think there's a team out there right now that's saying, I can look past all of what I'm seeing. I know he's a good player, and I'm willing to dial in for another 8 years. I don't think there is one.
Well, it depends on the number, right? I mean, not at 9. No one's interested in 9.
Is he
If it's
gonna
7.5, I think you got lots of suitors.
Which is why I don't think he's going. There's nothing going to be there. No team's going to give him that money, and he would probably just go to July 1 anyway.
Well, I mean, that's his agent's job, is to get a read of, okay, you're not a $9 million
Just
player.
I mean, for Noodles anyway. That's just the way I see it.
Is he going to be? He'll be 30 years old in his new deal, correct?
Yeah.
So he's trying to get an 8-year deal. And like you say, maybe something with a 7 in it. If you get rich or find the right team, maybe it's a low 8s type of thing. But like, that's still a big commitment from an organization. Like, you almost have to have the perfect fit. Like, if you feel like he's the missing piece, and you give up prospects and picks for it, and to make it work. But again, I start looking. Yes, even the top contending teams. You saw one last night, Vegas. If any of these teams can make it work, they're pressed up against a cap. Where's the fit for him? Like, I'm trying to look through the league. Just
Boston.
What is it?
Boston. Is that not the perfect place for him? Colorado. Those two just scream at me because they've lost centers, and they're teams that when you go there, you fit in and you get surrounded with people that are playing the right way, and you've got talent around you. Like, those two just scream fit for me.
Yeah, Boston. Somehow they find a way every year. Like, Don Sweeney is a really good manager. Like, all of a sudden he finds. All of a sudden James Van Riemsdyk looks like, he looks like a player that just fits into that system, plug and play. And they find, they brought Danton Heinen back. I watched Boston play live the other day. I was in the building here in Toronto, and they play the same way. They're coached really well. Jimmy Montgomery's a great coach. They got good goaltending. They got quality D. They move the puck, and they've got a little swagger and bite to them. And you're right. Like, I think Boston could be a fit. I think Colorado could be a fit. But then again, what are you giving up to make that work? If you're Boston and or Colorado or teams like that.
Well, you got late firsts. I think that's the start, and then you try to get more and see where it's at.
I think it's going to be much. It's going to be more or less, or it's going to be underwhelming.
It's going to be a letdown.
Yes,
could be. I mean, right now he doesn't look great. It's not what you were hoping for in July.
And it might not be a sign and trade type of scenario. It might be a strict rental.
Yeah,
we're going to rent you, and the only way he makes his money back is having one hell of a playoff run.
And there's still there's rentals still get you a nice number. Like, Boston doesn't have a second centerman better than him, and Pavel Zacha wasn't even like a center a year ago. Like, they have a need there. They will pay to get a good
but
center.
Brian, they've also been through the playoffs enough where they know that they've I don't know if it was Sweeney, but Sweeney was around. They've watched their team try and add Rick Nash and give up massive assets. You can go look last year. I don't know. I guess maybe people knew. I didn't know Kane was hurt. The Rangers dump all these assets. It doesn't end up in being anything. There are GMs that are going to go, I don't care if Lindholm is going to be our second best centerman. We aren't improving that much. For what I have to give up, I'll ride the guys I got. They're a first place team. Like, they don't have to, right? Like,
they don't have
there
to.
is something to be said. Sticking with your guns.
What you're saying, it's a necessity of need, not, or want, not need type of thing, right?
Yes.
Like,
I just see Morgan Geeky, Charlie Coyle, and Matthew Poitras, a rookie, as one of them has to be a number 2 center.
You can't. Hey, listen, there's no question there's a fit there.
Yeah.
But it's, do all the pieces come together on that? You're going to St. Louis. Craig Berube gets gunned. I'm not sure. I mean, it's well and good to fire the coach. It seems to have worked in Edmonton. But in St. Louis, I kind of feel for Craig Berube a little bit.
I do too. I mean, he's a great coach. He's won there. He's an honest guy. He's a straight shooter. The players respect him. Sometimes it's just expiration date. That's what, worries me about this situation. I guess my question would be, in a candid moment, if I had truth serum with Doug Armstrong, is, what was your team? What is your team? What was the expectation realistically that you were selling to ownership at the start of the season? Were you a playoff team? Were you a cup contender? Were you a team that you felt were going to be a couple points in and out type of thing and just be battling? Like, where where's the realistic expectation for that St. Louis Blues team? Because going through that team, there's some talent there, but then there's some real holes and kind of deficiencies. And, I don't know what happened to the Jacob Verana situation. I think he's had some personal issues, but, they waive him. So it just sounds like there's kind of a change coming, or they needed a change. And it's easy to change the coach instead of moving a bunch of players out.
Well, and isn't that interesting that he gets gunned? And that's fine. You're right. It does happen, and expirations come and go. And you said you're going to do the Ottawa game in St. Louis?
Yeah.
What Ottawa should be doing is going down the hall and grabbing Craig Ruby's bag and putting it in their stall.
That's a great idea.
Right? Like if you were Stevie Stais, that's exactly what I'd be doing. And the fact that they're preaching patience, and St. Louis is moving on from a guy that's won them an effing cup. I mean, it's just so odd that you think expiration. Well, yes, it does happen, but how they determine one guy's got to go and then this other now we're going to be patient. If I'm Ottawa, I'm going down the road. Craig, don't go anywhere. You're not on vacation. You're behind this bench.
Yeah, it's a scenario now. They were 500. Now they're one game behind, under 500. They played 23 games. There's other teams in the league that have played 30. It's just a weird scenario. Like last night, you knew they were going to be in one because Carolina had lost 4 in a row. They had the closed door meeting, and they got goaltending last night. I look at it, and I know you guys are not. Rhett, you're not a big analytics guy, but like the goal saved above expectation last night was 31 and 32. So basically the two worst teams playing against each other last night, because Carolina and Ottawa were right there. And, it's a tough scenario as a team. I'm just talking team save percentage and all of that. So to me, they're not getting saves. They've got talented teams, but again, it's getting too far into the season. If you want to salvage the season, something has to happen. Now, you saw they brought in Jacques Martin the other day. So Jacques is going to oversee things. I wonder if they do something, then maybe Jacques just slides in as the interim for the rest of the year type of thing to assess the situation. I kind of got that sense, but again, I'm not behind closed doors with the group.
It's weird. Like, they're saying all the right things, but it was like, there's Steve Stais, and now Pierre Dorian's gone. And there's Jacques Martin. Don't worry. It's just extra support. Like, DJ Smith's got to see this thing swinging above his head, doesn't he?
I would think so. Jacques Martin was on the bench in warm-up yesterday. Really? So you're like, I'm in between the benches. I'm like, there's the guy. Like, this is my old coach from Florida. Like, if you're brought in as an advisor, a lot of times, aren't you like heard but not seen type of thing? Like, he's literally standing on the bench in warm-up yesterday. So I don't know. It ultimately, if he's brought in as a support scenario, because Alfie was on the bench the other day too, right? So you've got like a lot of guys that are supporting the organization, but ultimately the team has to play better. We talked about it. Now Edmonton's got their act together, but how many times on this show did I say, top players play better, then coaches don't get fired. And we're not sitting talking about what if scenarios. Like, Chuck Knobloch isn't Jacques Lemaire from the 90s. Like, it's, Chris Knobloch, he made one adjustment in the game last night, which I thought was a really sharp coaching move. Connor Brown, who has 0 goals and has struggled, they're trying to get his game going. And they moved Draisaitl around. Draisaitl was flying last night, so they basically were moving him around to get him extra ice time because Connor Brown was playing Selke last night on Draisaitl. So, I look at it, coaching can help, but I come back to it, and any team that's struggling, top players got to play better. And goaltending you got to make saves at the right time.
I just think about watching people come in that room, and it's like more and more org guys that you didn't hire on your bench. And it's like, how many fucking double agents are here? What over my shoulder?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I guess just back to St. Louis for a moment, because I think the point you made is it's the overriding one. What was the expectation of the St. Louis Blues?
Yeah.
Game under 500, right?
What were you supposed?
We thought.
You know what I mean? Because I look at it, you were a cup team, and now You're right. It's what happens. You still have guys like you've got Thomas, you've got Kyrou, you've got some good young players. Is Berube not the kind of coach that you stick with? It's okay. We won with this coach in this group. Now we're going to reset the dials and we're going to go again. But it feels like I don't know what they've done there. It just felt like you won your cup. Banners fly forever. You start to retool, and this is your guy behind the bench. It just doesn't seem quite right from where I see.
Yeah, it doesn't. It didn't. Something is off there. I mean, I'll get the lay of the land a little bit once I start sniffing around. And
yeah, you will get in there and start kicking. Hey, you'll get in there,
kicking tires, and
shit. Yeah,
I'll get my trench coat on and be Inspector.
Here comes McLennan. Nobody say anything. No one say anything to McLennan. Freaking guy. He's got sources everywhere.
But it just it from the outside, you're looking at it going, okay, like, was the expectation? Did the manager say to the owner, like, we're winning the cup this year? Because they're kind of where I thought they'd be, in that playoff kind of battle, whatever. Now, he's obviously, Doug Armstrong, seeing something. The players aren't responding. Again, sometimes the coach, the message just gets lost, and the players have seen it, done that. But, if Jordan Kyrou had 20 goals or 16 goals right now, and, Bennington, who had a good start, but then has kind of hit the ditch. Like, if their top players were playing like their top players, then I don't think the coach gets fired.
How's the temperature out there with Brad Treliving? Has he done good enough work? Are they happy with what he's put together there? It seems like
they're 16-6-4, and they're still not happy here, but it's been other than last night. They win 7-3 in New York, and it's an off night by Shesterkin and top players for, Matthews takes control of the game, and Marner and Dad's trip and all of that. But they're winning despite flaws, and it's not outscoring. It's like, okay, we're losing 3-1. We come back and we pick up a point in overtime, or we tie it with 5 seconds left, and we do like there's. Other than last night, there hasn't been clear-cut, like, dominant performances from the Leafs. And now they're 3 of their D are banged up on the back end. But when you're relying on Gio, who's 40 years old, as a cornerstone piece back there, then that Tree's got his work cut out for him. So, I think a few of his signings have worked out. I think Max Domi started to settle in on that third line. Tyler Bertuzzi starting to look like the player that, he signed with a little bit of chip to him. It's got some skill. Ryan Reeves is what he is. The John Klingberg experiment didn't work. No. He's injured, so you can go on LTIR. But Tree's got some work to do. And now you've got the goaltender, the kid, who's rolled his ankle, and he's out for 4 to 6.
Wall.
Yeah, Joseph Wall. So now, Samsonov's got to play. Martin Jones was a good signing as a number 3, and Jones picks up the win last night. So it's weird. It's this, they've got a bunch of wins, got a bunch of points, but kind of doesn't look and feel right, but doesn't matter. A win is a win, and I have a tough time criticizing it.
God, I swear they've tied games in the last 10 seconds like 6 times this year. It's nuts.
Yeah. But that's
and I guess I was going to kind of lead into it, and I'm not sure how much you've seen of Florida, but as good as Toronto has been, they're second in that division, or third in the division behind the second place Florida Panthers. And I look at the Panthers, and Tkachuk has 5 goals, and they were without Ekblad and Montour to start the season. And it's been a great run there for Reinhart. But with all of those, 2 of your best D and your star has 5 goals in whatever it is, 28 games. What if they start to come together and they're still second in that division? What's going on with the Florida Panthers? I thought they were kind of stinking, but there they are, one of the top teams in that in the Eastern Conference.
I think there was, I don't know if it was a point, was it game 5 in the first round last year that, the light went on for Bobrovsky, and he's looked really good. I've watched him play several times. He looks like the Bobrovsky that was supposed to make $10 million and has won 2 Vezinas. Their D are sneakily, like very efficient. They move the puck, and you get Ekblad and Montour back, who are more high-risk guys that jump into the play. Luosterainen is a player. He's a kid, but he's a player. Barkov, big, strong. Like I still have felt for many years one of the most underrated players. And then they've got this, this group of guys who just have bite. The Cousins. I thought the Cousins hit was awful on Gabranson the other night. He should have been. I'm telling you, these hits from behind. I don't want to be right on this play, but somebody's not going to get up from one of these hits, and it's driving me nuts because I'm seeing one every night.
It's working its way through minor hockey.
Yeah.
There was a period of time where it was 100% unacceptable and taught and repeated and told to the kids, and you don't hear about it at all anymore. Yeah. Hardly at all.
I'm concerned about that, but getting back to it, like Bennett and what lost in this Boomer, Reinhardt. He's having a season, right?
UFA. So, you're gonna get
that's
paid.
what you do when you're a UFA, right? That's how you do it.
But I mean, he's one of the smartest players in the league. I've always thought he was just really cerebral, and it's come together. So, you've got all these, Verhaeghe's a shooter. He's a goal scorer, always find the back of the net. Sam Bennett's you guys know what he's like, man. Like that. I know you trade him, but man, he's a guy you'd take on your team. And I don't know what did they trade a second rounder for him? What did they get for Bennett?
He half-assed out, and he wasn't playing the way he is now.
That's the way he needs to play. It'd be a pain in the ass. And God, he fought that Max Domi. Max Domi came in third in that fight.
Yeah, he got his lunch fed to him.
Oh my God, he was like mopping the ice with him, and then Domi gets up fixing his hair. I'm like, I don't know, man. Let's go to the penalty box. Like, don't draw anymore. Nothing more to see here. Fight's over. Don't start. Like, I thought that was, a weird one. But like they've got this group that kind of has this attitude of like, I don't care what you throw at us. We're going to play, and they play. So you're right, Boomer. You get guys playing to the top of the capabilities, the Kachucks and guys like that, and the two D-men flying. They might be another force to be reckoned with.
And you remember them last year? It was all well and good until they got to the playoffs, and then they had that huge come from behind win.
Yeah,
and then they were one of the stories of the playoffs, and. I don't know. I just, like I say, Kachuk's not scoring, and these two D-men have been out for a long time. Jesus, they've done pretty well in spite of it. But
exactly,
I suppose. And what are we looking at now? I don't want to talk a whole lot about it, but I believe the Oilers are 1 point out of a playoff spot now. Is that where we're at?
Yeah, with 2 games in hand, they're
in.
They're getting saves. Their D have woken up. Like, to me, I think quietly the one thing that doesn't get talked about is Ekholm's game is kind of rounded out. Like, I thought Ekholm had a really slow start. He missed training camp, and he kind of stabilizes that group at the back end. Nurse, somebody got the Nurse to just simplify his game. So that D looks a lot more economical. They're saying it's the Paul Coffey effect. Whether Paul has done the work or not, it sounds like he's really instilled a lot of confidence. And then let's be honest, 97 and 29, like 97 looks like all world again. He's like on another planet. RNH actually got out of third gear and is skating in fourth gear now. Mm-hmm. Zach Hyman's going, Vander Kane. You go right down the list of some of their guys, and they're getting depth scoring. I think that was Sam Gagne's fourth goal last night. Derek Ryan has, I think, 3 or 4 goals. Like they're getting, farther down in the lineup, a little bit of contributions. And then that Bouchard, that kid's got points, I think, at 12 or 13 straight. So, he's got a bomb. I think he's really good going north, not so much going south. But, they seem to put it together, and they're getting saved. Stuart Skinner, like, he's not facing a bunch of ridiculous grade A chances, and he's making the saves he should. So they've kind of put it together. We'll see how long it lasts, but it's been a hell of a run for them so far.
So Vegas on the weekend. So what is a Noodles? So the plane touches down. I'm assuming private jet. So the plane touches down into Vegas, and then is it quick and dirt? How long are you there?
I'm there for 2 nights because I'm calling the game Sunday. So we go St. Louis, Dallas, then Vegas, Arizona, Denver. So into Vegas on Saturday. I'm going to U2 at the Sphere Saturday.
Come on.
My buddy is Rhett, you met Joey from LA. Joey like runs the Sphere. He's like the head. So
you got friends.
Going there Saturday night, calling the game Sunday if I have a voice, and off to Phoenix on Monday.
Listen, I'm worried about you. A good friend of mine the other day took one right between the eyes, and I don't know if you're between the bench as well, but I don't want safety first.
Right here, I had 2 registered concussions as a player, 17 years of pro hockey. I've had 2 concussions as a broadcaster in the last 3 years.
Really?
I got chopped over the head by Mark Borvietsky. That was January 6th, like three
And deliberate.
Yeah.
Intent.
And then last year, Eric Brandstrom got hit and swung, and I put my arms up, and it chipped my cheekbone, and I had a black eye, and so I've had 2 concussions in between the benches. I said on air last night, respectfully, because we brought it up, I said I was more concerned about the puck than I was about Rob Ray, because that guy is tough as nails.
Jeez.
And it is being between the benches. It's a death trap there. It's scary. Like I'm always on guard, but I'm only there in Ottawa. On the road, I sit up top because I don't know the building. Whereas in Ottawa, I feel like there's a space I can bail to if I need to.
Yeah, no, it sounds like you got it figured out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Only 2 concussions.
Only a couple concussions. Yeah, that's right. Now, and now this just popped into my head before I let you go. I on social media, I had some days off, so I'm just kind of spending some time looking around. Now, Pinder has 2 boys. Warner has 3. I have 2 boys, but also a daughter. You are also a girl dad. She had a limousine for her birthday party on the weekend.
Oh, dear.
Is that how this? Tell me about your daughter's birthday.
Well, a bunch of 11-year-old Taylor Swift fans screaming, and like the voice, the noise on these kids, like screaming and screaming. So my wife had just put together an escape room. So we had the girls show up. They went to the escape room in the limo and then brought them back here. So it was kind of like and they had like a little Starbucks, whatever, the pink drinks and and all of that. So it was all set up. It was like a little, but the kids loved it. I think there was 10, 11 of them. I wasn't going to the escape room. I was like, that's it. I'm drawing a line. And they went, they enjoyed themselves. And, I can't imagine that poor limo driver. They would have we had to probably tip him out a little bit better because the noise and the screaming, but they were singing along and I got the videos. They enjoyed themselves. But yes, 11-year-old Taylor Swift fans, you can imagine how loud that was.
They don't need the Sphere. The escape room will be just good enough. We can have plenty of fun.
Exactly. The Sphere is for adults.
That's right. Thanks, James.
All right, guys. Good one.
Safe travels, buddy. Good to talk to you.
Okay.
There you go. Jamie McLennan on the Insider Hotline, a presentation of TELUS, of course, TELUS doing good things for people around the world. World-leading technology to drive meaningful change, from transforming healthcare and making the food supply more sustainable, reducing the environmental footprint. In 2022 alone, TELUS, their team members, and retirees volunteered 1.4 million hours and gave $125 million to local communities. The most giving company in the world. It is TELUS. Learn more at TELUS.com/givesback. Always good talking to James. Lots there.
It's a great point about Berube, Red. God, does that seem like a fit?
I as soon as I heard it, then he said, well, not as soon as I heard it. I saw it, and then when he said he was going to St. Louis with the auto, I'm like, that's perfect.
Yeah.
Get him to motivate those guys.
And TJ Smith said 5 years. I was looking at it the other day. It's not like...
Yeah, it's not 2. It's not 3. Like, it's plenty.
And like I said, I mean, just to kind of, I guess, put a conclusion to that, because there is one other thing I wanted to talk about that we brought up in there. But it really just felt like, okay, so your window to win, you won, and you tried to repeat and you couldn't. It's hard to do that. Okay, so this is your guy. You keep going with that. What are they? So you bring in your guy from the American League, and he's going to make you better now. It just doesn't.
You know what? Not to be a putz, but you see the NFL and all those guys. They're all very similar now, younger and this and that. The NHL to me has a lot of that going on. Huska and Drew Brandister will be of the same ilk, right? Like and it's not a good, bad, but it's a copycat league, and they seem to want to do that. Where to me, a Berube, a Sutter, I mean, these guys are not your cookie cutter coach.
Hmm.
These guys bring a personality. These guys have some jam, whether you like it or not. These are not guys that you're dictating to, or they're not following a hymn book. They're going to have their own plan and they'll adapt it as they damn well please. I think some of these guys coming in now it's co-coaching and co-managing. They're kind of doing it all together.
It just feels like the GM on a hot seat to me. I think the roster construction is more of an issue than the coaching. If you ask me where the Blues were, I'd say, yeah, maybe like bubble team, a little under
just
500.
Below middle of the pack.
Yeah.
It's exactly where they are. And it's like, why are they only a 500 team? Well, because the GM,
that's what they are.
You know,
they are, yeah.
He traded Ryan O'Reilly. He, lost Tarasenko. They're older. Like, he hasn't been drafting particularly incredibly well. Like, there's not a stable of stars coming in. They kind of have Kyrou and Thomas, who are like middle six guys, but like, it's a roster thing. They are exactly where they should be.
Yeah, they're one of the teams in the National Hockey League right now. There's nothing there.
It's like you had Ville Husso and you had Jordan Binnington. You kind of were married to Binnington with the contract, but you didn't find a way to keep who I think was the better goalie in Husso, and maybe that's not how it plays out. But like, they're right where they should be. That's not a coaching thing. This feels like a GM trying to distract people. Look over here, because that team's not very good.
Yeah. I said there was one other thing, and we'll get into it in a moment. I want to tell you about the hearing loss clinic. Now, I know that Rhodesy over at the hearing loss had dropped off some stuff, some autographed merch, and I know we have to kind of, it's can't really tell you exactly. Look at this autographed football. We've got some jerseys, autographed gear. Now, do we have anything on the go right now on social as far as the giveaways for these, or is
we
that
haven't? And we could tie this into our Top Shelf Elf, or we could leave it totally separate. But you're not going to win any of these 4 awesome prize packs: 2 signed hockey jerseys, Calgary, 2 signed Stampeders jerseys, as well as these signed footballs. You can't win unless you're following the Hearing Loss Clinic on socials, Dino. That's what we're going to do for sure.
And of course, on social, Twitter at The Hearing Loss, Instagram at The Hearing Loss Clinic. So go and follow both of them. Just get on your social and follow those two, because as Ryan said, you need to be a follower in order to be victorious. So we'll have those going up in the next day. Well, I'll say it's today. Let's do that. We're going to get one of those up on there. And of course, the Hearing Loss Clinic. The reason it popped into my mind is because with my my head cold, and you on a plane and you go up and then you go down, and then you get on another plane, you go up, you go down, your ears, you're popping. It reminds me, as I sit here now with clogged ears and that, what I felt like now my hearing was before when I got the hearing aids and that sort of thing. It's like you're underwater, and had no idea. If you haven't, just go and get an assessment done. You might walk in and be like, it's all good. Yeah, you're good. Perfect. Then leave. But you may go in there and realize, holy crap, this is what I've been missing. Make it put it on your to-do list. Obviously, we're at the end of the year. You're talking about New Year's resolutions or whatever. In 2024, go and get your hearing checked. Just go and get your hearing checked, hearingloss.ca, and you might just, you know what? You're going to thank me for it. Tell them Boomer sent you, or something like that. It's not going to be dull or anything. But it's going to make your life a lot better. So between that and social media, keep your eyes peeled. A chance for you to do some winning with our good friends over at the Hearing Loss Clinic, hearingloss.ca, Twitter at The Hearing Loss, Instagram at The Hearing Loss Clinic. Now, we had talked about, and I'm always interested now. Again, Noodles pays close attention. He's he's not even an insider. He's an insider for us, but he pays close attention. There's one time. It's one thing to me when we sit here, or a local media sits and gives you their opinion on a certain player. But when other people that you talk to, you bring on for conversations, when they kind of start asking, what are you saying? Hearing a bit of that with Elias Lindholm, are we not?
Yeah.
What are you seeing? What are you guys seeing with Elias Lindholm? What's the story with Elias Lindholm? Because to be honest, and I don't think it's unfair, I think we've always been very complimentary of Elias Lindholm. From the minute he showed up, smart hockey player, whether or not he's their best player or whatever, smart player. You love everything about his game, doesn't cheat you, but it really feels different this year. And I guess going back to last year, and Rhett, you've talked about it from the time the trades were made, but there's way too much smoke there for there's something not fire with an unhappiness or something going on with Lindholm right now.
you're not getting everything that he's got. I don't think. Right. And I don't think he's a Jack Eichel type player to begin with, but I don't think you're getting everything he's got. And since those guys got traded out of here or asked for trades or left or did whatever the hell they did, his line mates, he hasn't shown up to play. I really don't think so. Like you watched last year, it was a non-emotional again. He didn't seem invested, and this year's a continuation of that. It's hard to go all the way back here, but don't just base it on this year then. He is not invested in helping this team win. It sounds harsh, and maybe it's too harsh, but when have you seen it? He's barely around it at best.
I can't put myself in his headspace. I don't know where he's at, but what you can see is his play and his results. And he looks like a nice secondary piece, a really, really good support piece. He doesn't look like a centerpiece. And that's not what he was asking for in his salary demands over the summer, or at least what we heard. So there's an issue here. He's not having a great year. Now, would a change of scenery help that? Sometimes that's exactly it. Would more talented wingers around him help? Yeah, absolutely. It's kind of been a rotating door around him the last 2 years, right?
And we've spent time here on this show and Afterburner as well, where we've liked a lot. We've liked the Kadri line. This line has been very good. There's been times where Backlund, Coleman, and even Huberdeau, we've liked that line. I don't know the last time we've come on and said, I let Lindholm with what he was doing. Sharangovich individually, I think, has looked good. And there's been some points for Lindholm. And I think it's sometimes unfair. And if I was a player, I would be like, you can critique my numbers. You can critique all this. But when you start questioning my heart or my give a shit, that's where I have a problem. And you see that sometimes players. But I just find it hard to sit here and say he looks as invested as he always has, because he just doesn't.
He doesn't. But now, could it be twisted around a little bit? You know, there's some defensemen, me being one of them, when I played, you didn't want to notice Rhett Warner.
Right.
The job was done if you didn't notice him. If you did, probably it's like, ooh, tough play, right? Does Lindholm have a little bit of that because he does play a two-way game?
He's a better defensive centerman than offensive centerman. It's a bonus when you got him to 40 goals and 90 some points or whatever it was a few years ago. Like, he's Patrice Bergeron light. He plays all situations, power play, penalty kill, but he's best served as up against the other team's top line center. He's not a go score me 40 goals. His career high was 17 before he arrived in Calgary. Like,
he was a young player then too, remember though, right? Like, he was still
seasons 4 or 5. Like,
yeah, he was still kind of young. You know, I feel that kind of lets him off the hook.
But let me
it's maybe an
thought. I think just because I know where you're going, and I want to finish the thought. He has always been a very responsible player that defends well and is in the right spot. He's the first guy over the boards for the penalty kill with Backlund all the time. When he's had offense, it's only when he's had elite players with him. Tell me about his best winger he's had the last 2 years.
But there's still
there isn't one.
There's
so
still
where that's how I try to explain the lack of offense.
To me, it's not even, when I'm watching it, my criticism, I'm not even looking at the numbers. I'm really not. I couldn't tell you right now what he's got for goals or points. You could tell me he's leading the team in scoring. I'd be like, well, that's great. But I don't see moments in a game where he looks like he's going to lead this team to win. Like, he cares that they're up, like he cares that they're down. There's no moments. I just don't see moments from him where he looks invested. And you go across the board, Mangiapane, Sharangovich, all the guys in that second line. We crushed Kadri a year ago for looking completely disconnected. He looks like he's back. He looks to me like he's just on an island waiting to leave. And that's maybe harsh, and I may be overselling it a little bit, but he just doesn't look like anything close to the player that he's been here. Maybe last year at times, like you say, Red, he was pissed off or sour or whatever. All of his buddies moved on. Gaudreau maybe not to a better spot, but certainly Tkachuk. I don't know. His
buddy's Markey, right? That's
this guy. Yeah, this guy looks like a guy who's asked for a trade without asking for one.
And we all agree he's not playing well. Like, there's better Lindholm there. So the question is, how does this affect the trade deadline and Connie's return and an extension? The thing about, like, he's asked for 9. even he knows he's not worth 9 right now. Does that change things? Does it make it harder? What are you selling to other teams? Like, we can try to get to why he's not playing well, but we just know that there's better Lindholm there. So if you surround him with more talent and put him in a new environment, he could probably look like the Lindholm you saw.
I agree.
2, 3, and 4 years ago. So I don't think it's like a situation where they're going to get squeezed by a GM saying, yeah, I don't think he's good. Like, no, of course people know he's good. There's lots of track.
No, the person that's going to get squeezed is Lindholm as much as anything.
Totally.
His agent.
And so maybe it is a rental that you're selling. And if he goes to a Boston or Colorado or a contender like that, and he's a point per game plus and playing great with skilled players, now you can go into the summer and say, look, when I had talented players, look what I did.
Yeah.
Anytime I've played with a Gaudreau, with a Kachuk, with a Monahan, I've been an elite offensive player and a good defensive player.
I love elite offensive players that need even better elite offensive players to become.
Well, it's just what he is, right? Like
I'm not arguing with you. I'm with you. I just love the take on it, right?
Yeah.
Like right now, Kadri or Lindholm.
Kadri's playing better.
Kadri's been better.
The
7.5.
haven't really done.
And for what, he's not going to get it, Lindholm, but at even his age, Kadri 32, 6 years, 7.5. Lindholm 30, 9 and 9.
No, he's not getting 9. 9's not
8?
happening. 9 is if he was playing 2 years ago. 9 is not happening.
Anyway,
he's lucky to get 8 at this point.
I'm stunned to say it. I'd rather have Kadri right now.
Right now for sure.
And I wonder if it's part of that, Ryan. I think that's kind of what you were talking about. The sooner I get out of here and get to a good team, I can increase my value. I can start to get into a better environment to up my stock, because it's not going to happen here.
No. And it's like his line mates right now are a guy that hasn't looked right for 2 years in Mangiapane, coming off that 35-goal season, who's best suited as a middle six winger, and a guy who the Devils healthy scratched in the playoffs last year, who's got tools, but is not a polished jewel.
All it
see
does,
him throwing up his hands and being like, I'm not doing the Zadorov thing. I don't want to be the dick.
Yeah.
I don't want this going public. And I believe it was Lindholm's agent that was like, oh, you're going to air this publicly, when Dan Milstein did that in Toronto a month ago. But it might have been someone else's agent, but I believe it was one of the Flames players' agents was like, oh, you're going public. Is that how we do business? But like, really, if you're trying to defend him and you're the agent, who the fuck has he played with for 2 years? Like third line wingers.
I think there's, I can't disagree to a certain
I don't
point.
like the talent on the team, but you also said, like, to argue your point, Huberdeau's not supposed to be a third line winger.
I just think he's gone. It's not Lindholm's fault he's dead. He hasn't worked with anyone, right?
Yeah, but then then Lindholm's just dead too. Do you know what I mean? Like if Huberdeau can be nothing, then Lindholm can also be nothing.
Well, Lindholm's not nothing. Lindholm's still, a good player aside from the points. Huberdeau was never good defensively and was always soft when there was points. And now there's not that.
So should we be saying instead then get Lindholm better players, get him better line mates, as opposed to Lindholm be more invested?
I would love to see Zary with him. So yes, that to me is if you find out where he's at, because they haven't given him a winger that's been really going. Like Zary is their offensive catalyst right now. And
This
they gave
is
him a little bit of a
your
taste.
take on this is stunning, because like Mangiapane should be like he wasn't good last year, but he was supposed to be good this year, and he's supposed to be at least a 20-25 goal scorer. I don't know that we're all penciling him in for 35 or more, but should he not be good enough they can create something together? Like he's not nothing.
He's been okay there, but again, it's like
but maybe he's just okay because of the other guy. Like
Maybe.
I get what you're saying, and I don't think it's a huge talent pool to draw from as far as Flames forwards. Yeah. But at some point, there does have to be some
totally.
Not everybody gets like. You know what I'm saying. Anyway,
if you're Connie and Huska and you're showcasing this guy, why not give him Zary for 2 weeks?
Go ahead.
That's
totally
my
fine.
point. I'm not trying to make excuses.
Why?
For
because
how do you maximize trade value?
Because Kadri finally got goals. Zary finally got Kadri goals. So
he's flying. Like he's their best offensive player. So maybe you can get Lindholm on a better offensive clip here. Maybe you can get him feeling good.
Maybe he'll stop pouting and he'll say, "Oh, finally, I got the good player to play with."
And then Kadri starts pouting.
Yeah,
I don't know. Kadri's going right now.
That
man.
very
Like,
well could happen, and I don't
and
care.
They did it the other night. They went back to some different lines. They went to the Dubé and Mangiapane with Kadri. That was the line that started last year under Darryl that we really liked before it got broken up 3 weeks into the season or whatever it was. And they had Zary up top with Sharangovich and Lindholm. So Huskers tinkered a bit, but we only got 2 periods of it. I think it was in Colorado. So
yeah,
it might be happening. I think I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see that Thursday, for example, in Minnesota.
We will get to the Pinder Report and some other things in a moment. But it's good to be back. I missed you guys. I'm sure you missed me.
We're just glad you're back. Kind of.
For sure, missed having me around.
Jack, did you miss?
I missed you, Boom.
Yeah, there. See.
Thanks, Jack.
Do you come around?
Shut up, Jack. But yes, I was away, as we mentioned, in Swift Current. Was that I say? Oh, Prince Albert. Sorry,
Prince
Albert.
Albert.
Yeah, but you
we
went
saw
through
one.
Swift.
That was your
to get
connecting flight.
Yeah, you kind of go through there. But I thought I'd share some photos because you know how great it feels when you get away from work, you get away from the office, and you get to just kick back and relax, and just everything changes. So it's not a lot, but I just took some photos. You can see how happy
Waking
I
up
am.
spry.
That's pretty.
Yeah, you can see the ocean. There's the ocean in the background, some palm
It's
trees.
a lake, actually, didn't you?
Yeah, pretty excited to get up there and get at things. That is shave ice, they call it. It's a
You look happy.
well, like I say, you get away and you're really allowed to just kind of enjoy yourself
You've let go.
and have a treat. So yeah, that's I had some root beer, some blue raspberry, and cherry flavoring on my shave ice.
Yeah.
In that photo. There I am enjoying myself on the beach.
Got some hens back there.
Got some, so it's a bit of a hen party, but you can see I'm really loving the sunshine.
Yeah.
Taking in some warm weather. Feels so good in December just to get away. And there you can see you had to go to Costco, right? Because we had a rental place.
Now there's a smile.
So there, it's $1.50 hot dog and drink everywhere you go. So yeah, weird. I kind of do look a little happier in that photo. So yeah, that was a good
duster
moment
coming in on that.
Yeah,
young
the
fellow.
kid's gross, greasy. I don't know what he's
Love it.
doing. Anyway,
Yeah,
so that was a very good moment from last week. And well, you got to come back, right? It's
no, you
deal's
came
a deal.
again.
right. You run out of food, you got it.
2-banger.
Now you get kind of screwed there because that. Oh no, you're in PA, so it's the same currency.
That's right. The currency's the same. Yeah. The whole pizza there for $9.95. I mean, what are you doing? You're not doing that. So as you can see, just some great moments.
Yeah.
Very much enjoyed the vacation. To get away to those, to those spots where you're
Jesus,
happiest.
that's the best one there. I actually have some news on one of your sons in the Pinder Report too. So
Oh, good.
we'll come full circle there.
Yeah,
Save that
good
photo,
stuff.
Jack, could you?
Good stuff. Let's talk about, I guess, a couple of things, a couple of reasons why we want to send you to nationgear.ca today. The one is, of course, the Top Shelf Elf, which continues. But also, if you go to nationgear.ca, you will be able to check out the new varsity collection that has been put together by our friends up at the Nation with the Nation Network. You go across, I mean, if you want Vancouver and Edmonton stuff, but all of the spots, the varsity collection, they've got some hoodies and hats and some other things there. I guess back to school. You can get your Nation Gear stuff. Check it out. And get on that. Limited, it was kind of like the blackout gear, the varsity collection, limited time only.
Yeah. Great time of the holidays, Dino.
Is that right?
For all the students in your life.
Yeah, for all the students in my life. So while you're there, check out that. And then, of course, this is the big week for Top Shelf Elf. We are raising money and going to cut, with any luck, a big old check to Closer to Home, the charity that every year has their Adopt a Family Christmas campaign. They will have gift cards and funds for deserving families. And here's where we're at. I guess and again, we're going to end this on Friday. There's going to be another one go up today. And it's not there yet, but I don't mind telling you. Our buddies at Launchpad are back in. Last year we had the you go to Launchpad, you hang out, get in one of the suites for a couple hours, play some games, do whatever you want to do there, right? They got all kinds of games with Launchpad. It is awesome. And in there as well was a round of golf at the Mickelson course and
nice, great track
at Heritage Point. That from Barry, Mr. Barry Ehlert, and everybody over
Barry.
with the with the group there. So we appreciate them jumping back in. But there you can see some of the ones that are up for grabs. There's the Cody Snyder Bull Bust, and it's up to $1,100.
Wow, nice.
The Origin one we'll talk about a little bit later on. There's Storwall, 7 and a
good number for Storwall, eh?
Yeah,
I like that.
Oh yeah. So there you go. That's
the Cavs and the Surge ones, fellas. Like that is a deal of a deal right there for what they're going for. You could turn around and get double that. Like there's some deals to be found there in some of these items here. Same with the Flames press level. You want to do an office party or take a youth sports team to a Flames game? Get on those. Let's go.
Yeah, the press level one. That's 25 tickets.
Yeah.
And 25 vouchers for a hot dog and a drink. It's great for your kids' sports team, whatever it is, or like you say, your office, whatever it is. But the other one that we need to get on is the Waste Management Open experience.
Big time.
Can you buy this? There's a lot of these things that truly you cannot buy, and this is one of them. It's Darcy Hordichuk, his company, CanadaToUSA.com, donated the 4 tickets, 4 day passes on hole 16 at the Waste Management Open coming up in the new year. So, fellas, that's got to be triple that by the time it's done. We're going to reach out to Hordichuk today, get him to come on. Just like talking to Hordichuk. So anyway, please, if you would, go to nationgear.ca, take a peruse, just kind of take a look around, sniff around there. And we would appreciate your bids. And of course, it is presented by our good friends at McLeod Law, who, like you, the bidders, want to do good things for the city of Calgary and for those people around you. Calgary Roots with McLeod Law, Peter Klein and Shane and everybody over there. Don't forget about Austin. Austin's a pretty good guy too.
Austin's, yeah.
Yeah, he's decent. Proud of their Calgary roots. Big part of their long-standing client relationships. They get the city, the people in it, and the way things work. And when they heard we were doing the Christmas charity, they said, we need to be involved. We want to be involved. How do we do this? Let's get attached to it. So we were thrilled to have McLeod Law on board with us, but certainly powering and backing the Top Shelf Elf once again.
They also have a really nice package up there that involves the 2 seats right by the camera wells, like right at the bottom of the second deck. Best seats in the whole building, I think. And then 4 lower bowl seats for the hitmen, as well as a wine basket. Fancy, nice McLeod Law caliber wine. So that's still a deal if you look at the price tag on that one.
Yeah, it hasn't been made in a bathtub. It's very nice wine. Very nice wine. And on that page again, there is a link to donate. And last year, we got a lot of people who donated $20, $25, just whatever they could. Maybe you're not in to the degree that you can spend that kind of money on a big auction item. And we can appreciate that. But any little bit helps. And I know that at the end, that just the donations, $5, 10, whatever it was from the people who were watching and listening to the show, that pushed us way over the top of our goal and would be big once again. And I don't know, I guess looking at where it's at, because there's not a lot in there. We do need some support there. It'd be great if you could. Maybe we can kind of
got some prizing we can move in there.
Find something there for people that do donate. We'll throw you all into a prize or into a draw or 2 or 3 and see if we can't make it worth your while. So lots of reasons there to go to nationgear.ca and check that out. Beautiful. Let's do the Pinder Report, a presentation of Village Honda. You ever put a Honda Accord under the tree? You haven't. Well, maybe this Christmas is the time to do it.
Don't put it into the tree.
No.
Jeez, yeah, that's close. Oof.
Don't do that. That'll ruin Christmas. But if you want to make Christmas great, put it under the tree. Northwest Auto Mall, online at villagehonda.com. In-stock inventory on the new side. All new vehicle pricing is MSRP, and their selection of used vehicles, over 70 on site, access to more than 400 more inside the dealership group. It's the reason why Village Honda is your dealership for life. Village Honda presents the Pinder Report.
Was up at Village this morning. I just sent Jack some photos. I know you guys have been avidly searching for Christmas presents for me. So at the end of the Pinder Report, I'll show you what I saw. It really caught my eye up at Village Honda this morning. We start with Calgary Flames, second game in as many nights against another recent Cup winner. It was the Avalanche 2 nights ago who won the Cup 2 years ago, and the defending Stanley Cup champs in Vegas with no rest last night. What did Pike and I have to talk about on Afterburner? Well, lots. Let's have a sample. 7 already for Mackenzie Weegar, who I think his career high is 8.
Oh, I mean, 5-on-5 goals for Mackenzie Weegar. Mackenzie Weegar, very quietly, is a top 20 offensive player among defensemen since the All-Star break.
I think it's harder to get points at even strength, clearly, and that's a feather in his cap. He really did turn it around somewhere between December and the All-Star break.
I think when he spoke to us at the end of the year, he mentioned basically it wasn't until All-Star that he felt like he was himself again. You know, he's been not quite Norris level, but he's good at everything 5-on-5. And, you know, if he's still fairly inexperienced compared to other guys of his age, if he's playing on a team with a half-decent power play, maybe we're talking about him in the Norris conversation.
Yeah, I'm not quite there on that, but I do think he's a heck of a 2/3 type guy to have where he can play big minutes. You've seen him complement star players like Ekblad, and he could probably do a good job on power play too. I just think those Norris guys all run top power plays, but the point's well made. The top 20 since the All-Star break at even strength points is impressive stuff. Rhett, you were late to come over to Mackenzie Weegar, and rightfully so. He had a rough fall last year. What have you seen since the All-Star break? Because top 20 in points for defensemen at even strength, that surprises me. It's a lot.
I'm extremely surprised to hear that, but the All-Star break was last year, and it doesn't really make a lick of difference. We're talking about this year, right?
How have you liked him this year, Rhett? He's on pace
for
20 goals.
He's been pretty good. If he gets 20, I will be very happy. I still don't think he's a Norris Trophy guy.
No, he's not. And you know what, though? He's proven to be very much worth the contract he got. He's not young, but I'm not seeing a guy fading here. He's been an
solid player. Good defense.
You know what? In one breath, while we talk about Lindholm and not to just drag him back out again, Weegar feels to me like a guy whose give a shit meter is always where it needs to be.
Hannafins has been good too for a guy that you know probably might not be here in March, right? Like there's this team. They lost 2 really tough games. They never stopped working. I think to a man, they worked very hard the last 2 nights and got beat by teams with superstars that just made 1 or 2 more plays than them.
Agree.
I think there's Rhett, if could you paint it any better if you had to pick how things went? It's like work hard, be close, hang with the upper echelon of the league, but only get 1 out of 4 points.
Perfect.
Right?
Well, Sharon Govich screwed you out of a point. You know, if he doesn't tip that thing, you know,
I didn't need overtime. You guys played hard enough. We don't need the point. It's fine. You had a good game. You had a chance to win. Good effort in back-to-back nights.
And so they were in Vegas. They will be in St. Paul now. Movies, soup, hotel, curtains. What are we doing here, Rhett, before tomorrow's game?
Pickerel.
Yeah,
they got pickerel in the restaurant.
Retro, if you got a fish batter recipe.
No, I don't, but I know someone that does.
Because I got
a guy.
Pickerel in the deep freeze I've been waiting on. I just don't have a good beer. I just don't have a batter recipe.
I'll give you a batter.
You need a few origins. Pour some origins into the batter. That'll get you going great. Let's take a look at the standings. Where are they at after gauntlet run first? That's probably where we should go. Ooh. We talked about this 15-game murderous run where we think all of them are probably playoff teams minus Anaheim. It started out well. 3 wins out of their first 4, but since less good. It's losses now in 5 of their last 6. Vancouver, Minnesota, Jersey, Colorado, Vegas. Only winning there against a reeling Carolina team, and they rallied to win that one, if I'm correct. Under 500, not that that's surprising, but they've been in all these games except one, fellas. They got shellacked by Minnesota and looked like shit. All these other games, they've been they're in all of them. And it feels like, man, if you just had a franchise player, you might be winning these things. And this is without Chris Tanev for the last 2, without Jacob Markstrom for the last 4. Like I give them credit for the work ethic. This is not people going through the motion like we saw last spring.
I wonder a little bit if the results, if this is kind of how it goes. And I think, will you continue to have this kind of investment, the play to the whistle, play to the end? Do you know what I mean? Once you get post Christmas, and if the losses continue to pile up, will you still see because you can understand if the investment wanes a little bit.
There's got more young guys.
More young guys. I don't know. There's always peaks and valleys to the season, so they're going to have that anyway. But my curiosity is, and I didn't follow it, but what do other teams think of the Flames?
They get backups a lot of times, so
that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, Vegas and Colorado didn't play their best opening 40 minutes. They also both had shitty goaltending. Colorado, they yanked the guy through 40 last night. I didn't love Thompson.
No.
And so they're in game. But look, I mean, the Flames can't do anything about the level of trust their opponent.
It's not. It's
their schedule. They're in these games.
But we are GM-ish type people. We don't get caught up in the day-to-day minutia. We read the bigger picture on things. So we got to take all this into. We're like AI for Conroy, is what we are.
Even better. Yeah.
We're Conroy AI.
We're real intelligence. We're not artificial intelligence.
Yeah, we're not even fake
like serious
AI. We're real AI. Yeah.
It's a real intelligence for sure.
RI. That's what you call this show. Here's where they are. Big picture. RI. Here's some RI for you. Huh? This is the wild card. Look at the points percentage. Okay, Edmonton. Yeah, they're definitely. There's Mini behind them. Mini's. Yeah. Well, what about the other way? What if we turn the script around? Hey, they'd be picking 6 overall if the draft is tomorrow.
That's good.
6th overall.
It's back.
Is
this the first time it's been back since the skid, or did I miss it?
Dean, we do a show even when you're not here, so you can go back and watch the film if you need to. But there they are, 6 from the bottom by points percentage. Wow. You could get probably a franchise type player at 6, maybe like an actual number 1 center that they haven't had many of in the last 2 years.
And you know what? You look at those bottom teams, obviously Chicago, Anaheim, San Jose, Ottawa, Columbus.
Yeah.
When you hear those names, you think of like that's the despair. That's the bottom.
Well, Ottawa's better than they're like 5 games behind everyone else because they went to Sweden. They're going to get out of that once Berube comes in, right? Yeah.
Careful what you wish for, I guess. This is what, if you were hoping for it, here you go.
And to be fair, last 2 nights, they get 1 out of 4 points. 2 incredibly entertaining games.
So good.
Down in popcorn. It was
they've
awesome.
done it. Yeah, they've done it the absolute best way they can. They've competed and played hard and had chances and this and that.
Bravo.
Entertaining hockey and still succeeding in our quest for 5. Top 5.
Top 5. Aim high, Dean. Set goals in life. Don't be afraid to wish for great things.
Aim low, high.
That's right. The inverse high.
High.
Low, and
right.
Higher pick with the lower number.
We're very high.
We're high. That's on the 22nd, I think, actually. I know, Dean, this is important for your world. We will be at the Grey Eagle Resort and Casino on Thursday for Afterburner. It is not a late game. You missed an 8 p.m. Afterburner last night, which really means about 11 p.m.
I wouldn't say I missed it, Ryan.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And there's Ryan Pike helping you out. We call this the Boomer Dread schedule. 8 p.m. or later starts. Only 4 left. 21st against Anaheim next week. Then April, which obviously are going to be huge.
Oh, the days are longer in April, so it's all good.
That's right.
Yeah, I don't know where.
Now, in fairness, it was the Boomer thing when I was on that old work
That's
sched.
right. Yeah,
that made for
still
a tighter turnaround. Yeah.
You're branded as that.
Yeah,
because you're still waking up at 3 for some reason.
But Matlock, Matlock. Once Matlock's over, I got to go right to bed. I'm waiting for these 8:30 games to start. It's a killer.
Let's get some news from around the league. Craig Berube is gone in St. Louis. We heard about that with Noodles, who's on his way to St. Louis to get him signed with the Sens.
What town? What city?
St.
Louis.
I think it's the GM, not the coach. 1 game under 500. Exactly where most people thought they'd be, if not a little better.
And you know what? Red is always quicker on this because I was still in the. What are they doing firing Craig Berube? Did he deserve to be fired? What is St. Louis? What?
Yeah.
You go the next step. It's like, Craig Berube in whatever it is, a month, 6 months from now, I think you're going to be in a very good spot.
Ottawa, 2 weeks. Red, have you sent him a text yet about an assistant coaching gig? I'd get on that. Get ahead of that. There's going to be a lot of guys once they start connecting the dots you already have.
Jeez.
I interviewed with the Drew Bannister to help coach in
Right.
Springfield a few years back. I didn't get it.
Springfield.
Maybe there's a gig in Shelbyville for you, hey? And just keep trying. Keep working on the resume.
Down the road.
Down the road. Do you see this Bedard goal last night? He's still good, guys, even though there's dog shit around him.
That's skill. See, if people aren't sure, when we talk about the power play in Calgary and not having high-end skill, that would be what high-end skill looks
so like if someone's in a good position to defend you and you could still get a chance, never mind even score,
you beat two men.
That's what we're talking about.
The D-man and the goalie that quickly.
The rover, the D-man, and the goalie. He got all three.
So get us some of that, Craig.
The Capitals are moving red. Ted Leonsis is taking his empire south of the river. Oh, no. Leaving D.C. for North Virginia. Huh? Well, it sounds really scary, like what's going on here, but someone's got us a map here. I think this would be the equivalent of like moving the Dome to like Chinook Center, if you know what I mean. It's 20-minute train ride from downtown. Because they already have the practice facility in that neighborhood, apparently, or in that part of Northern Virginia, quote unquote.
I think their practice rink is in Virginia. I think a number of the players actually live there. I remember talking to Mike Green about that guys were living in Virginia.
Yeah, the rink's pain in the ass. It's right downtown. And that could be a tough town.
I was going to say, like, in Canadian cities, you have to be right downtown for sure, because the cities downtown are usually quite lovely. Some of these big American markets, downtown's not a place you want to be hanging.
And because it's what, the MCI Center they call it, right? Is that not another rink that has been built post Saddle Dome that a team is moving out of, that they've considered it to be?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, but I believe the Flames will be in their new rink before this happens, is my guess. Right. They'll break ground after Stampede here. Fall of 2027 is
prove it
timeline at this point. I hear
Still
you.
Skeptical? Really? Oh no,
Brett.
What are you hearing?
Not enough.
Oh,
well, when you hear stuff, it's bad because they've agreed. If you start hearing things, that's people trying to get out.
The ground is frozen. It's very frozen.
You can't dig when Stampede's happening. Come on.
And the Stampede.
What a week it was for the two dominant football franchises in the NFL in New Jersey. Tommy DeVito and the MILF Hunter.
Whoa!
Sopranos Extra and the MILF Hunter.
Tommy Cutlets. Tommy Cutlets. What a great nickname.
So good.
That
was jacked. He took the Jets last week at his football picks. Rhett, how could you be on the Jets? Oh, everyone loves it when the MILF Hunter's back. Thanks, Rhett. Insight.
Yeah. Because you know what follows around the MILF Hunter?
MILFs, yeah, that's right.
That's so
AFC wildcard looks like this. It's dog shit. A bunch of teams at 6 and 7. Is it parity? Is it average football? It's Spider-Man meme. That's what it is, guys. Look at these teams. None of these teams are good.
The Bills should be good. Come on.
The Bills are a good team. They actually are blocked in my view of this. But the five teams above them that hold tie breaks above the Bills, you got to get above this group of shit. And
whoever came up with the idea of using the Spider-Man meme and then craft it and actually putting it together, well done.
It's a great game. Yeah, it stood the test of time, Dean. It's really a tracking to be a Hall of Fame meme.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Next, tailgating. This is a while ago. Remember when Rhett was in Philly watching the was it Eagles Bills? What a heartbreaker in overtime. So Rhett's representing the Bills here, and I think this is Frank Seravalli, and they're having a little contest. It's Bills against Eagles. May the best man win. Let's go. It's Frank on the right. Great.
Got the gas bucket shot.
Rhett, let go. Whoa. It's like a chessboard. They've got a chess timer, and they've got little, not so little, pints of beer that they're swallowing with great ease.
Oh, my.
That's 3 each.
And Philly guy's doing some dark stuff.
Yeah, Philly's got the stout, and it looks like, Rhett, you're on the lager there. That's the homegrown you've got, the origin. And it's that the brown ale on the right.
Oh, you boys are crushing this.
Yeah, whoever is
my God.
This Buffalo guy.
Rhett.
I still got it. I'm still going.
One left. Don't puke.
Holy cow.
Love those pants, Rhett.
Gotta get
It's not close. Buffalo wins.
Yeah.
It's that entire video is 52 seconds. All right, boys. 10.
Less than a minute. Oh dear, Rhett. I love those Zubaz pants.
Yeah.
Those are good fit on you.
They're
That friggin'
everywhere. If
that
you like
Buffalo
them,
guy,
come to Buffalo. You'll
Yeah.
see them.
that's as fast as you can pour liquid out of a cup. Like
Yes.
that's as fast as it could.
Mm-hmm. It's impressive work.
Well done, Rhett. Yeah,
That's Bill's
if I
Mafia right there.
Things I've been working on down
Didn't
here.
know I could be more impressed by you.
He
Today
says
I
he's
am.
training sometimes. He'll come in and he's got like a workout. Like that, maybe that's what his training has been these summers.
Excelling
these
at
mornings.
certain things, fellas. You know.
So how many was that? I was so busy watching
6 or 7. Yeah,
6 or 7 aside. That's going to kick in at some point.
Yeah,
right?
that's going to hit you right around the anthem because that's tailgating before the game, right?
That's not the Christmas Spirits show.
Rockets
That's-
Red Glare. Oh,
That's a step beyond the Christmas Spirits episode.
it's in that wheelhouse, yeah,
Whoa.
which we have to talk about.
Mm.
Bill Belichick, it's been reported that he and the Patriots will part ways this offseason, allowing Robert Kraft to get a new head coach / GM type and for Belichick to reset with a team that doesn't suck. Now, you know, Bill Belichick's always very forthcoming and gregarious in his press conferences. He was asked about the reports this week.
Bill, I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking obviously for yourself and your understanding, do you have an understanding that Robert will not ask you to be back next year?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Kansas City. That's what I'm doing.
Outside of all the rumors, do you want to keep coaching because obviously you want to continue?
Yeah, I'm getting ready for Kansas City.
Bill, while understanding that you're getting ready for Kansas City, have you and Robert discussed your future beyond the season?
Ready for Kansas City.
Oh, it's so
That's
cringy.
so good.
Oh,
You know what? Whoever it is, well done. Now, Bill, while you're getting ready for Kansas City,
understanding that you are getting ready for Kansas City, do you have an agreement with Robert Kraft about what's going
I
to happen?
almost that Bill didn't crack at least a smile for the
No,
the ingenuity there.
this has been
Give it a
decades of
shot.
it. He is trying to be so unhelpful in those things so that people just quit on the press conferences. He's like, I'm not giving info out. I'm not in that business.
What was what was it? Was they asking about Brady or
Seattle.
what was it at that time?
Wasn't it? He was asked about some contribution to like Trump, or there was some.
Yeah, there was something they wanted to know.
Because Trump
and-
said, "Oh, Belichick and I were really good pals, huge friends." Or something.
Yeah.
Seattle.
It would
I
be
love
kind
it.
of fun, right? Just to sit up there and how today am I going to say nothing?
Yeah, it doesn't look fun. He looks fucking miserable.
He does not look like a fun person. at
There's
all.
2 teams that have been eliminated from the playoffs. That's it. We're heading into what, week 15 here? It's his team and the Panthers. He's miserable.
Yeah.
Bailey Zappi, Zappy Billy, Busy Boppity.
And we saw that photo, that video of him leaving that house trailer or whatever a few weeks ago without his tarp on.
That's right.
Looked like he was having a good time.
Boy, Bill. Super Bowl to back to LA in a few years. That was announced this morning. They had the big Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre halftime show a few years ago at the Super Bowl. They're going back in 2027. So I believe it's New Orleans, Santa Clara, and back to LA after this year's Super Bowl, which suddenly is eluding me. I'm trying to, is it Arizona this year? No.
That was last year.
Yeah. So it's somewhere, and then Louisiana, and then San Francisco, and then back to LA. All right.
Regina.
They also announced it is Regina. That's right. Mosaic. Very excited. Seattle. Game in Brazil next year, announced by the NFL. Sao
Ay,
Paulo.
caramba.
Sao Paulo. Let's go on assignment. I've always wanted to go to Brazil.
Tequila.
Don't know that. Cachaça. Anyway, Draymond Green still a bit of a prick.
No.
These videos keep happening. They suck. This is quite a run they're on. Have you seen this, Rhett?
Bill.
20 games in a row. 20. Hoof. Yikes.
Tough to claw your way back into the playoff hunt.
I don't think it's about playoffs. They're ready for the lottery balls already. Can we fast forward the end of the season?
Bill Laimbeer is shit.
Is there another tall, lanky Frenchman that's available?
I'm sure there's a tall somebody from somewhere that's better than the shit they're rolling.
Wasn't there a tall Canadian out there somewhere? He'd go play in Detroit. Come on.
He's committed to go to what was it? What school was it in down south for next year?
Screw that school. Go play pro.
I think I got to do 1 year now. I got to be one and done. So we'll see. Next, we go to, well, look at this. Florida State, the football team, undefeated this year. Not good enough for the college Final Four. What? They are suing the College Football Playoff Committee. Oh, shit. They've accused the committee of costing Florida State University and the ACC millions of dollars. They've got 1 month to turn over documents before an antitrust investigation is escalated. Antitrust investigations are not what anyone wants in amateur athletics because it means we get to look through all the documents and see where all these billions of dollars are going when you're not paying players. It's wild that you could be undefeated and look at a playoff where there are teams that have lost. Florida State ain't playing some Mickey Mouse conference.
Strength schedule, Pinder.
So the sports book had them at like minus 1,300 to make the playoff the night before the announcement, morning of, within an hour of, down to even money. What's happening?
What is going on? I'm up in arms.
Well,
I'm just excited. These young amateurs get a little limelight.
Do you know
I think they're going to televise some of these
billions
games.
of dollars these schools have?
Well, and how many billions more they would have if they're in this marquee event, one of the biggest sporting events of the year in the States?
Yeah. Okay.
It's big fucking money they're fighting over here. Anyway.
It's a big scam by the sound.
It's a huge scam. Yes. I don't know if people are picking that up. Boom, you had a photo of your son, one of them at least. I think that was your son with the dirty mustache at the Costco.
Yeah.
Great news for your other son. And just proud, want to pass on congrats to the whole family because there it is.
Nice. Rolling in it.
1 year, 3.2. It's kind of a, I guess, show me type deal. It's a good year. You can build off that.
That is what it is. We had other offers, but we just felt like maybe
His dad. Look how proud you are.
We just felt like the ballpark and the way Rowdy with his swing, we just felt that was because let's be honest, it's not really about defensive metrics with him.
No.
It's about home runs. It's about offense. And we felt like PNC in Pittsburgh best suited for his swing.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, you talk about a guy that represents a working class city.
You know what?
I loved him as a brewer. I think
Pinder?
It's in there.
Can I tell you something, Pinder? Being a big chicken finger honk, great nugs at the Ball Diamond in Pittsburgh.
Really? Oh, a thumbs up from Jack over here too. Anything Pittsburgh, he's an authority on. So,
and that is, I did talk to Jack about it, and he said definitely Pittsburgh's the way to go.
Good,
So,
awesome, congrats.
Yeah.
By the way, that picture of you, so excited with your ice shave. That's, boy, you and Rowdy.
Everyone that gets an ice shave should have that sort of look because it's a scam.
It's a thing there.
How many?
It's shave ice.
It's a thing everywhere. It's stupid.
How many Prince Albert dollars did that ice shave cost you?
10.
Those will run you about 10 US. Yeah.
Oh.
And you only need to go back every
chopped ice
other day when your daughter figures she has to have it.
Yeah, ice is very rare here, so
yeah,
have to spend a lot of money. We're shipping it in from Iceland. Yeah, it's a lot. Calgary FC, big day.
Shush. Oh wait, this is a big deal. Okay.
No, go ahead, Rhett.
Does she hear no? The daughter?
Like if I had a daughter, I don't know that she would ever hear the word no.
Oh, that's what you're asking.
You know what I mean? Like as a
Yeah.
boy, I got sons, and I'm like, smarten up, you little, right?
Yeah.
A daughter, it'd be like, Daddy, okay, yes, dear. Daddy, yeah, of course, dear, we'll take care of that for you, right? Like I would have no say in life.
Yeah. No, you're 100%. I forget who it was that I was watching. Oh, you know what? It was, it doesn't matter, but it was with the daughter. It's whoever ends up marrying this girl is going to be because she gets whatever she wants always.
Mm-hmm.
There is no hearing the word no. She always wants to go with you when you leave the house because, we're probably going to the store. And if we're going to a store, then I'm getting something. Or if we're not planning on going to whatever store, we're going there because I'm going to ask to go there. And of course, we just go
We're
there.
nearby, Dad. Come on.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, when you have sons who are brothers to the girl, they don't like it at all.
No.
What the hell? Like, what?
Why don't
This is some bullshit. Oh, so she just gets to, okay, that's how, okay, that's great, Dad. Shut up. Okay, sweetie. What flavors of shave ice would you like?
Now,
How
my
many?
little
3?
angel, what colors?
I want vanilla drizzle. Okay.
All
Dad,
right.
can I have a water? We're not paying for water. Why didn't you take a bottle? Like, you got a bottle. You could have got some tap water at the room. Okay, so
Go
what
to the
flavors
washroom and drink out of the faucet, you little turd.
Right. What flavors did you want, honey?
Double drizzle? Okay.
So you're right. And yes, you would, because that's how it goes. Noodles rented a limo for his 11-year-old.
11-year-old.
I'm not even, I can't even deny I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
Not too late for you though, Retro.
That is.
Oh, yeah. The shovelers. Prime
she
breeding years. Let's
She'd
go.
love to have a daughter.
Yeah.
Think of the shopping trips they could go on.
Yeah.
What if they invited me though?
They would never
They're
invite
not
you.
interested in that. No. You should. Aren't you coaching something? Get out of here, Dad.
Because that also happens. Now we're gonna go to the mall and hang out. Oh, so what do you guys? You go. Oh, okay. Well,
I'll just get my
I
stuff.
don't have a lot going on. I could.
Girl stuff, Dad.
So you don't want me to come? Well, no. It's just Okay, you guys have fun.
Come on, dogs.
Nice to be loved, eh?
Yeah.
Damn dogs, your best
Something
friends for a
like that.
reason now.
Yeah.
Big day for Cavalry FC as we will find out this aft who they will be facing on the road and then dragging back to Calgary in February. I fucking love it. It's CONCACAF Champions League. It's most likely going to be a team from MLS or Mexico's top league. Please be some people that have never felt 5 degrees, let alone minus 25 degrees. It's going to be great. And we find out today who it is. Is it Team
Which
America?
one is Messi on?
Is it Chivas? He's waiting in the next round as Miami got a bye in the first round. So if you win this, you could get Messi the next round. Potentially. We'll find out today. The draw will be done. Very excited.
Do you have any rooting interest? Is there any team in particular?
I want
Cavalry.
people that have never felt cold weather to come to Calgary in February and play a meaningful game against Calgary.
I'm going to cheer for Tommy Wilden's squad, Dean.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I got a rooting
too.
interest. We got to show our biases here. To lay it all out on the table for you. We'll find out tonight. And I believe Mason will join us for 5 or 10 minutes tomorrow, Dino, if we got time to squeeze him in to talk about who the hell's coming here and what the hell it means.
Love Mason
That's
Raymond.
going to be fun.
Great guy.
That boy Mason. Finally, some nonsense. We start with, well, sometimes you're not feeling good, but you got to pose for the photo. Sometimes the camera stays a little too long on you when you're. Oh no! Hey, hi, yeah, I'm good.
I'm having a great time here.
I'm good. Oh my God, get the camera. Oh,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. Yeah, I love that song too. Oh,
You couldn't lean forward.
right
You had
in
to
his
get it on your
lap.
pants.
It's such a good point. Puking is one thing. That puking is one level of drunk. Puking on yourself is another step.
Yeah, that's tough to recover from at the club. I'll say that. Remember when we had
You're
the guy
right.
pulled out of the outhouse? That was
Yeah.
like his night was ruined. This isn't that bad, but it's not much better.
Hey, babe,
You,
wanna get
sir,
out of here?
smell like vomit and are covered in vomit. We're going to ask you to leave. Not in my cab.
That's right. So nope.
Walking home in my vomit clothes. Yeah, I've done that before, probably once or twice. You're going to like this, Dean. You're going to like it.
Can't wait.
Press play.
Where do you think you're going? Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together. This is a full-blown 4-alarm holiday emergency here. We're gonna press on, and we're gonna have the happiest Christmas since Bing Crosby tap danced with Danny fucking Kaye. And when Santa squeezes his fat white ass down that chimney tonight, he's gonna find the jolliest bunch of assholes this side of the nut house. You're goofy. Don't piss me off, Art.
Clark, it's over.
Not according to Santa's watch, it isn't. Now, come on, son. Stay out of this, Dad.
Clark, I think it's best if everyone just goes home before things get worse.
Worse? How could they get any worse? Take a look around you, Ellen. We're at the threshold of hell.
It's pretty good.
Pretty
Good makeup work.
actually.
Yeah, pretty good. I haven't watched that one yet this season, but I saw it was that exact clip. It's when Santa brings his white fat ass down the chimney. We're gonna be the happiest bunch of assholes. I didn't know that it was Santa's fat white ass. I just knew that there was that whole spiel that he goes on there, but it's on maybe tonight. Because I'm at Regal hockey tomorrow. Maybe tonight's a Christmas vacation night.
Our all the grandkids that are in town on my parents' side of the family, they're at the age where it's like 8, 7, 5, 3. Home Alone is now in year 2 of its annual viewing on Christmas Eve. I cannot wait. I want to get corn popped. I can already picture the room and where everyone's sitting. As you get older, there's you can start bringing in these other movies. I need to, what are the other ones I'm mixing in here? You could probably, the cartoon stuff's not going to last much longer.
Bad Santa?
Not yet.
We need to do a Christmas movie bracket.
Oh!
Yeah, we can
do mind that at all.
I saw a radio station in Ottawa, I think, doing one. They were doing characters. So it was like Clark Griswold versus, the Grinch or whatever. So Elf has to be on that list, Ryan.
Yes, Elf's a good one. I'm writing that down. Thank you.
And probably manageable as far as the age group that you were just talking
about. Big time. Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Elf is good. Home Alones are good. Die Hard. Yeah, that's a good
stop
kid Christmas movie.
The last Grinch one was pretty good. The animated one. We're going to add that. Kids in Whoville. Okay. Anyway, we got a list going there. Last one for you. This came in last week, but you were gone, Dean, and I just knew you'd love it. So we saved it for you. That's right, Dean.
That is we do Christmas Eve.
Yeah,
we do the Home Alone and we
gather around the piano, kids.
Yeah, get liquored up and fire out C-bombs. Oh man, it's good times. Good times. It's just too bad Grandma won't be here for it this year.
Yeah, she always loved that song.
Yeah, she really loves it.
That's your Pinder Report, Dean.
That's pretty damn good. That's pretty damn good. Village Honda presents the Pinder Report. Of course, it's if it's used, if it's pre-owned, they've got something for no matter what your budget is. Now that the snow is here, you knew we were going to have cold weather at some point this winter. Maybe it's time to upgrade into something a little bit more reliable. 400 pre-owned vehicles inside the dealership group with Village Honda make them your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. Northwest Auto Mall, your dealership for life. Village Honda.
Take a look. This was this morning. These and you guys were said, "What Pinder? We love working with you so much. You're very quiet. We want to get you a gift." So there's the bow you're talking about.
Never mentioned it.
Look at that old beauty, eh?
Wow.
And then there's the bike too. Because there's two of you.
Is that an Accord? What is this?
I don't even know, but that's mine at Christmas when you guys pull your money. Jack, you can chip in too. Okay. Anyway, good stuff. That's
I don't know what that is. That's, I mean, obviously it's
morning. Yeah, isn't that nice? Huh. Beauty.
Put some rims on that thing. Let's go.
Put
a big stereo in it, some rims, some exhaust, get some
hydraulics.
Pipes. Oh yeah.
Just popping up and down like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Look at what time it is.
Yeah, we're moving.
Not that we got anywhere to be, but
some of it does.
You know, we'll do our Betway bets in a moment. We have, of course, a little DoorDash for you. See what's on the menu. Tomorrow on the program, Ask Rhett, a presentation of Bon Ton Meats.
Get your cues in.
I'm telling you, don't make life hard for yourself. Don't make it hard on Greg and his great staff up there. Get after it. Are you doing beef? Are you doing ham? Are you doing turkey? Are you doing all of the above? Get your orders in with Bon Ton Meat Market. Just call in, tell them, so how many people you got? What are we doing? They will take care of you. They know how this works. And if you're like me, I'm happy to let other people do stuff. Take the easy way out. That's what I love doing.
Go buy that hind quarter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's another one, man.
That's going for a real nice number, too.
So anyway, what we're talking about with Bon Ton Meats, they are the very best. If you want to really dazzle and impress, then this holiday season, you got people coming in from out of town. Just go to Bon Ton. Talk to them. Tell them what you need, or tell them how many people, and they're going to set you up real nice. And tomorrow on the show, it is Ask Rhett. And the email address to get your questions in, and we would appreciate it if you do that. Questions to askrhett@flamesnation.ca. That is the email address. askrhett@flamesnation.ca. There you see it.
Love it.
Feel like it'll be a lot of food questions again.
Holiday questions for sure as well.
Yep.
I hope there's some good ones out there.
Yeah.
One of the best ever was a jalapeno. What kind of cream cheese on the jalapeno bagel?
That was one of the best questions
ever.
But it had to be quick because the person was in line. But
yeah, right. Kind of remember that.
Good luck with that tomorrow.
Vina Nova.
Oh,
we've talked to you about Vina Nova. And you know what? And Justin's smart, right? Because there again, we, the male species, stupid.
Quite dumb.
Really, really kind of stupid. And we like to look at our youth and say boys are stupid. That's like men, really.
We're just grown up stupids.
I think we just kind of like to let ourselves off the hook there. So what we've been saying is, why go and have why spend all this money on a mine, or like on a dirty old diamond, when you can get the lab grown, pristine, perfect quality diamond for 75-80% less than what you would pay for the alternative? Why would you this is the way it's going. It's lab grown, and Vina Nova is Calgary's lab grown diamond specialists. And if that weren't enough, I think we had some guys, and God love you for doing it. We tell you, go to Stephen Avenue Place. On the second level, you're going to find Vina Nova. Go and check it out. But I think even then, guys were kind of walking in and saying, okay, so this is Vina Nova? Yes, it is. Okay, so now what do I do?
Barn burner.
Guys, just don't, right? So what does she wear? What does she like? I don't know. Does she wear this? I think so. Okay, what size? I don't know. So Justin at Vina Nova said, let's really try and simplify it. even further for people.
Mm-hmm.
So he's come up with some picks. It's kind of like the Vina Nova 3 stars. I know we've been talking about this. So now you can literally go in and ask for the specifics. Here are the Barn Burner 3 stars of the week. We'll start on the left. There it is. It's the Pinder pick, the classic. The classic. There it is. Look at that. Half carat oval diamond solitaire necklace in yellow gold. That's the saving you're going to get on it, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Now, I'll just throw the website out right now so you can. It's vinanova.com/barnburner. Only the people that go to that link are getting this deal. All right. So now it's paying to watch this dumb show, and you're welcome. So there's the one. The second one there, that is the Boomer pick. The Halo ring in white gold. And there, we're stepping up a little bit. There's different levels for everybody. We understand that.
Points. These are all great
what we're
deals.
telling you is that you're already saving from mined diamonds to lab grown, and then look at the saving you're getting on top of it. So that is star number 2. And then Retro has got one himself. It is the earrings, the flower earrings, almost 2 carats of diamonds. That is as a big look for the price. If you want something that pops,
bang,
and that is wow, and more importantly, that the lady, I assume, in your life, why would I assume that the significant other in your life that is wearing this, it's one thing for people to say, hey, those, oh my goodness, the reaction that she is going to get while wearing these earrings, that is why you're going to want, 14 karat white gold, 1.91 carats. That's damn near, that's damn near 2 carats of diamonds. Promo code is Barn Burner. If you can go in store and say, hey, Barn Burner, I was watching on Barn Burner, ding. Or you can go to vinanova.com/Barn Burner with that little slash and then the Barn Burner. That's the key.
No one else knows.
Those
top
deals.
secret. Just our Barn Burner buddies, Tino. So there's 2 things. You can go to one of the 3 stars, and as they sell, Justin's going to reload some new items through there. And then the flip side is it's like, okay, maybe those 3 aren't exactly what you're looking for. Go use the promo code for 15% off. You can do that in store or online as well.
Of whatever.
Look at this.
Yeah, there's the 3, like you say, or just whatever else is in store.
Totally.
You're going to get that 15% off with the Barn Burner promo code. And there, for people just listening, the text was up there. Justin delivered my earrings in person.
Doesn't get better than that, fellas.
What do you want us to pay for it too? What else do we need to do for you guys? Jesus,
bring it to your bloody house.
Let's go.
But just like that.
Truly, just this is going to be a hit for you. We did it last year, and the comments and the reaction has been awesome. And truly, it's the lab grown. You're now seeing the ads everywhere. We were just ahead of the curve for once with this, and that's thanks to Justin. But truly, it's a great way to go. The savings are massive, and it's just going to be a hit if you ever, because we've been there. Christmas morning rolls around, Santa's come, and you're like, oh, I don't know if she's going to like this or not. And you wait for the reaction. Oh, did I say I wanted one of these? Oh,
a coffee maker. I love it.
Oh, so this is this. Where do we put this up?
Don't mess it up, fellas.
It's easy not to mess it up. It's also easy to mess it up, but we're trying to make it easier not to mess it up. So there you go. Thanks to Justin, vinanova.com, or in the second level of Stephen Avenue Place. I see we got the Betway. We can do some Betway.
Yep.
Did you see how he did last week, Dean?
Oh, of all the weeks to be off, I was so happy it was this week. Christ.
Well, and you had a 1-game edge on Rhett. Now you're 2 back. We got something to play for here down the stretch.
Retro, did you bang it out of the park?
He did 3-0.
Nice.
Pick the fucking Jets. This guy's a savant this year. He was picking the Jets.
Yeah.
ETE.
And I didn't feel great about those picks. I was just kind of scrambling to put it together. So I don't know if I like these or not. Because we've all been there. You look at the lines.
And jack up. Yeah.
Certain weeks, I just don't know. I'm not really feeling it, and I didn't really feel it.
You went away from Miami, but they didn't even cover this week.
I know.
I don't know. You got to start fresh on Friday here.
Yeah. Those Falcons.
That whole division is
Friggin' me.
dog shit. Like, honestly, there's a playoff team there. Please, no.
How do we feel about? I mean, there's some intrigue though, right? Because you've got the Bills, who are kind of what are they? The Eagles, back-to-back losses. The Chiefs,
just okay.
Everyone loves the Niners, I think, right now.
Yep.
But what if CMC gets hurt? What if Purdy? Because remember last year, Purdy's elbow exploded in the playoff game.
Well, and Dak and Dallas have been rolling, and all of a sudden they're in the driver's seat for the NFC East. I mean, you've got lots of drama atop the NFC with San Fran, Dallas, and Philly, who look suddenly mortal. And on the AFC side, it was like Jacksonville was leading the conference before they lost last Thursday. It's wide open.
Yeah. For the Bills. It's right there for the Bills. It's
Bills,
right there.
they've got the tough matchup though, because they got Dallas come to town this weekend. That is not going to be easy.
Are you going to pick both sides of that, Rhett? Because you know you'll lose one, but you'll win the other. And you always go Dak and you go Bills. You can take both sides of that point spread?
Not a bad move. Yeah, guarantee myself.
And I, of course, you're in the fantasy football playoffs and you have Dak as your quarterback. Are you going to be rooting for Dak to put up big points against the Bills?
There's only one way the Bills get through this issue in life, and that's to score points. So yes, I want
just
8,000 points.
Take the over.
Dak
70 to
42.
63.
Let's have 7 touchdowns, and Josh, you get 8. Please.
Love it.
That's coming up on Friday's show. Can't wait for that. Let's take a look at the Betway bets. Betway, get the Betway app, get it on your desktop, get it on your tablet, get it wherever you need to get it. Just play and bet the responsible way with our buddies at Betway. Hockey.
Boomer's bets.
Got the Boomer bets. Winnipeg at the LA Kings.
Revenge game.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm not sure. Now, the Kings been very impressed. On the road, they are 11-1-1. At home, 5-4-3. Which is kind of a mediocre. I'm going to take the Jets on the road. A money line win for the Jets plus 150. And Buffalo is in Colorado. Colorado, they look a lot like that team that hoisted it not that long ago.
Yes, indeed.
Buffalo's been a bit of a rough go. Colorado at home. Take the Avs minus a goal and a half to get to a plus 105. So those are my pair of picks today with Betway.
I'm with you. I like Colorado minus 1.5 as well for plus 105. Dino, if they play anything like they did in the third period against the Flames, Buffalo's in trouble. I also like Val Nichushkin playing on a line with McKinnon and Rantanen. There's all kinds of cookies there for him. 2+ points pays plus 187. He was real good the other night.
And don't look now, but McKinnon is on quite a tear. I looked this morning on for 2 points, a 2-point game for McKinnon didn't pay even money.
No.
I mean, it's okay.
It's McDavid territory.
Yeah, you know you're on a bit of a heater when you're not getting that. No offense. Hey, Betway knows what they're doing. I'm not saying that you don't know what you're talking about, Betway. But bet the responsible way with Betway. And get that app. I look at it every single day. Every day.
Yeah.
There's a number of things I do every day. One of them is go to my Betway app. You don't know you don't need to know the other stuff.
No, I'm good. That's all I need right now.
Right.
Thank you.
Best leave it there. Probably for the best. Did that. Busy show today.
If somebody wants to do some hot takery or listen to some hot takery, check out Andrew Peters' take on the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, are we at that phase of the season where people lose their S on the Sabres for being dysfunctional?
Apparently so.
Is he hot and bothered?
Very talked about around these climbs.
Let's find that for tomorrow. Maybe a snippet of that, Jack. The Andrew Peters losing his S on the Sabres.
Now, is that kind of the St. Louis thing? What was expected of the Sabres?
We thought they were better. Come on.
Sad part for the Sabres is that people did expect them to improve on last year, and I think last year was a bit of a stretch for what they're capable of.
They didn't listen to you. They needed Markstrom and Hanifin. Come on, fellas.
Yeah. Duh.
Yeah, 27 points, 12 wins in 29 games.
Oh.
I'll tell you that the East, remember, because wasn't it last year or maybe was it 2 years ago? I'm trying to remember. You looked at the standings around Christmas and whoever was in and whoever was out was going to be out. You look right now and lots to change, but Carolina, Tampa Bay, and New Jersey are all below the cut line. Now, points percentage might be different, but you wouldn't expect Tampa Bay to be in a fight or New
we talked
Jersey
about the
or
Atlantic
Carolina
today. Like it's Boston's running away with it. Florida's real good. Toronto ain't bad. Tampa's all of a sudden the fourth best team in that division. Like no wonder it's tough for Buffalo. You got to get past the Montreals and the Detroits and Ottawas, but also those 4 perennial contenders: Tampa, Boston, Florida, Toronto. That's a tough ass division.
And Kucherov is leading the league in scoring, so they're getting points. Braden Point's got 32 points in 30 games.
Scored last night. They're coming through town on Saturday.
Yeah, but Vasilevsky just came back not long ago, right? How has he missed? 2
Couple
months?
weeks. I think he got yarded in his first start. He left with a goals against of 9 and then came back and played really well. Whether it was a shutout or 1 goal against, he was phenomenal. So they're better with him than Jonas Johansson, safe to say.
Or whoever that is.
Jerry Johansson.
Something like that. Yeah.
Noodles had a nickname for him.
I want to know what's on the menu.
Okay. It's a weird one today. I got a lunch item and a dinner item for you.
Because there was Flames, and then we know the Flames and tomorrow. But so I need to know what's going on. DoorDash, restaurants, groceries, pharmacies, bakeries, flower shops, and more. DoorDash has everything that you need. It's easy. You get the DoorDash app. You get what you want from where you want, and it shows up right at your door. And for a limited time, listeners and viewers get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on your first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter promo code NATION25. NATION25 triggers that 25%. See what we did there? It's 25% with the 25.
25, yeah. Got it.
Kind of how that works. So do it now. What's on the menu for DoorDash?
I've got a lunch game and I've got a dinner game. And Rhett, I need you to pair with some foods for me, if you don't mind. So Antwerp is playing Barcelona in Champions League today. That's a 1:00 start. Tonight, Raptors at home to the Atlanta Hawks, 5:30. Lunch, dinner on the menu.
There you
Lunch
go.
is a burger and fries. And for the evening meal, a wedge salad. Massive one. Blue cheese.
Yeah.
Thank you
The
very
one
much.
Boom gets at the place near here.
So good.
Good order. You never catch him by surprise. He's always got this plant laid out.
It's so good.
Hey, Rhett, what are you doing for Christmas? No idea. What are you having for dinner tomorrow? Wedge salad, huge. We're going to go with 1,000 Island and bacon bits.
1,000 Island. Blue cheese. Extra blue cheese, please.
It's this question for tomorrow. I have a blue cheese. I'll save it for tomorrow for Ask Rhett.
Okay. Write it down.
DoorDash. Dash that for the win with DoorDash. Get that DoorDash app and use the promo code to save on your first order.
Nation 25, go get it. By the way, tomorrow we've had a bunch of people sending in photos and videos of people enjoying the Barn Burner Blonde. Time for a reload and an unload of all those photos and videos. People are liking this beer, Dano, and it's on tap in downtown Calgary. There's more places that are close. Ooh, love it.
Saw that the Barn Burner Blonde's on tap. So as we said, if you go to BK Borfort, you buy it, you bring it home, you get it. You go to the tap room in Strathmore, you get it. You take a picture. We'll put it on the show
tomorrow.
If you're an establishment like the Ship and Anchor, if you're an establishment, a pub, a restaurant that has brought in Origin and you've put it on tap, you've got it available for your patrons, send us a photo.
You're on the show.
We'll put it on the show. That's how that works. And we'd love to put you on the show, but we can't do it unless you've got a photo with the Barn Burner Blonde.
Go get it.
I like seeing that
Put you on the
it's
show.
so they got it in the kegs there now. You can go to
I know, on tap downtown in Eau Claire at the garage.
And who wouldn't want to be on the show? Don't you want to be on the show?
And hammer some blondes, Rhett. Let's go.
This show is so good.
What a
This
show.
show is so friggin' good. Don't want to be on the show?
Great show.
Great show.
Life changing.
Life changing. Yeah, she's a big one. We need to
We're still going, buddy. Still cruising. Rose Hill series, jacked up in studio audience.
Friggin' Rosie.
Settle down, Rosie.
Settle down, Rosie. I'll lip them while I'm not in the room.
Yeah, do that.
We need to do some Christmasification of our set designs.
Yeah.
It's not very festive in here.
Not yet.
It's 12 days. Every day we should add one.
All right. Get the shoveler working on that. I'm sure she'd love to go online and buy some stuff and get it brought in.
Get it
I want you to try to slide something into your set that we don't notice, right? Have a little fun with us over
That
the
would be good.
Christmas
Yeah. Yeah. This one's red and this one's green. Out of the old toy drawer.
This one vibrate. Okay, that's enough, Rhett. Thank you.
All right. This episode of Barn Burner was brought to you by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at betterhelp.com/FlamesNation and get on your way to being your best self. I've been saying this a bit over the last couple of weeks, and the closer we get to it, it rings true. For a lot of people, and in most cases, people are very excited for Christmas and it's families and it's a great time. But for a lot of people, Christmas can bring up very difficult memories, very difficult times. It's not quite as joyous as you might think. And now might be the perfect time to try some therapy. And why not give online therapy a try? It's entirely online, all of it. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. You'll fill out a questionnaire, and from that, BetterHelp will then find a licensed therapist that is kind of in line with what they're seeing there based on your answers and your responses. If the fit isn't right between you and the therapist, you can switch at any time for no additional charge. Therapy can help you try, maybe you know exactly what's going on and what's causing issues, or maybe you don't know why. You just know that you don't feel good, that just things aren't right and it can be better. You start building strategies, you decipher and get into it and figure out what's going on, and then try and be better with those coping skills. And it's these words that the coping skills and all of that. It's ways to feel better. It's ways to avoid the things that cause you stress or discomfort or make you just bring you down or make you unhappy. Why not be happy? It's okay to want to be happy. Make your brain your friend with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/FlamesNation today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/FlamesNation. Tomorrow's a game day, so have your helmets ready. I'm going to do some reaching out, see maybe we can get a special guest on the show tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. And then, Afterburner at the Griegel tomorrow night.
Oh, baby.
Yeah. I'm going to have wings.
Oh, you do? You do?
Yeah.
Is it you go salt and pepper or hot? I think you usually
do the hot wings. Yeah.
That's a good move. You're muted there, big cat.
Get some shaved ice too.
Yeah. And we learned it's they call it shave ice. If you call it shaved ice, then you don't know what you're talking about. You're not you're
a complete moron.
Shave ice.
Stop embarrassing everyone, Dad. It's shave ice.
It's like, isn't that just kind of like a Slurpee or a snow cone? No, it's not, because a snow cone, which is weird because you would think shave ice would be shaved. It's almost more like a big snowball. It's very soft.
Mm-hmm.
The ice. But to your point, Red, it's $10 for snow
before the vanilla drizzle,
frozen water in a cup, or whatever you want to call it. So sure, it still applies. How are we feeling,
fellas? We'll be resting up in St. Paul, having some fish soup, and we'll be back at it tomorrow.
We didn't even talk about Sharon Govich today. I want to talk about Sharon Govich. 2 goals last night.
Lots of content on Afterburner last night. All kinds of Sharky content. That's apparently the nickname that they're using for him.
So basically, Sharky. I had an idea. It's not a lot better, but I had an idea for a nickname because I knew we were going to need one at some point. But what it does is it's another. I view him as one of the young guys.
Yeah.
Just gives you more young guys. Just bring in young guys.
Yeah. Pelche will be back soon. Get Coronado back up. Get rid of some of these crusty old vets. More young guys.
That's right.
That's right. Money.
Little old vets. It's like, 10 I've got here, did he? Oh, yeah.
Shocker. Just thought about you there, Dean.
I know.
Good news. Didn't put him on IR yesterday.
And you can't trade a guy if there's not a deal to be made. But totally. You just and the fact, and you look at it now, and it's look, it's not a shot against the guy, but that he was as healthy as he was for as long as he was, came here and played every game.
Every time he hits the ice nowadays, you're like,
yeah. So whatever he was doing at the start of this contract, it was miraculous because
great signing, guys. July 1 signing didn't suck.
Yeah.
4 times 4.5. That was a great signing.
And if you're in the market for Chris Tanev, if you're a GM out there watching, Don Sweeney or whoever, he'll be so durable for you guys.
He's a winner.
It's It's the thin air.
Intangibles.
Here.
When it all costs.
Yeah.
Warrior. Play through pain.
And just a jokester.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Loves a good knee slapper.
It's very
Loosens
loud.
the guys up with a good zinger. Yeah. Sharp dresser. And despite the teeth, you would think it doesn't take care. No halitosis.
Yeah.
Very good
hygiene.
attention to detail
brushing.
with his dental care.
Mm-hmm. Still brushing.
Yeah, he's brushing, flossing with a rope.
He's brushing
On the
that
one for
tooth.
sure. Yeah, on the one for sure. That's going to do it, everybody. Great to be back. Good to see you, boys. See
Get
you
some
tomorrow,
sleep.
buddies.